Do you think that solar energy is going to sort of solve all of our problems, or not? That's maybe asking a question that's just a little bit too big and broad. But can we actually shift to solar energy in a way that meets the needs? For example, I keep reading about the increased energy needs that we're going to have when it comes to um, uh, server farms and things like that for AI. And just Bitcoin alone, I believe, requires an incredible amount of energy. And then you have all the people, policies, for example, worldwide saying we need to shift onto electric cars, for example. Can solar energy actually tackle all that, do you think?
Yes, I think I am almost sure that solar energy can provide between 60 to 80% of the energy that our planet will need, and it's coming. You
Yeah.
know that last year in 2024, in the world we installed 650 kilowatt peak of new solar cells. It's amazing. It's like in terms of energy, it's more than 100 nuclear plants just in 2024.
Oh,
So really, the wave of solar energy is coming now,
right.
and we will see in the next 5 years, at the end of this decade, probably that solar energy will provide between 23 and 25% of the electricity that we need, that we will use in 2030.
How does Switzerland stand in that shift? Is Switzerland? I mean, I know Switzerland is very heavy right now in hydro, right, and nuclear, and I guess probably a little solar around the margins. Is Switzerland actually making the shift in a very strong way, in your opinion?
At the end of last year, we were at around 10% of the electricity that is coming from solar energy, and it's quite good already. Of course, it's always possible to go faster, but it's good. 10% is
Yep.
good.
Right.
And if we keep this track, it will be like 20-25% of the electricity that will come from solar energy at the end of this decade. So no, it's coming.
Oh.
In Switzerland, it's really coming.
Right. What are the obstacles that stand in the way of this happening quicker, for example?
Of course, in Switzerland, one of the problems today is not anymore the cost, because it's so cheap if you compare with the normal cost of the energy that you have to buy.
Mhm.
One of the problems is to get the green light from the authority.
Mhm.
There is still a lot of paperwork to manage, and also the people that they need to put these solar cells and solar modules on the roof.
Right.
We are missing so many people
Yeah.
in this field of these technologies to install
Yeah.
the solar system. This is I think the two
Yeah.
things today
Yeah.
that we cannot really go faster.
Yeah.
But we are going fast.
So it's kind of a B2C challenge then, right? In a way, you're
Yes.
saying that the individual decision to
Yeah.
install or to shift from
But just to
you know
give you a small numbers, when I start really to be in love with solar energy in 2004, we were at
ah
0.1% of solar energy.
okay
0.1.
okay
Today we are 10%.
right. So it's 100 times.
100 times more,
Yeah.
and is really now going up very, very quickly.
Right. Interesting. Do you see any pushback against solar energy, for example, because of, I don't know, the way it looks in the landscape, or I understand on an individual level, maybe people either can't afford or they don't want to make the investment for their, to have the solar panels on their roof. But in a larger scale, right, if you actually had something that would be solar power, well, I don't know enough about it to even ask this question intelligently. Is there such a thing in a country like Switzerland where you could actually have an installation that would be like a plant producing electricity, for example, using solar power? Or is it always going to be individual users who make the change, and they just heat their houses, for example, or they maybe one day they have solar powered cars or something like that? But when I think of solar power at scale, what I'm thinking of sometimes is some of these installations that use mirrors, right, to focus the sunlight on I don't even know exactly what it is, but something that collects the energy right at the focal point. And but you don't see anything like that in Switzerland. Could something like that exist, or is that something sort of off to one side from what you actually would advocate for in Switzerland?
In Switzerland, we do not need this type of technologies because, of course, it's a small country.
Right.
And first of all, we need to use the roof of the house that we already have.
Right.
We have just 5% of the roof in Switzerland that are used at the moment with a solar module. So we have still 95% that is available for this to put some solar modules, and we are already at 10%.
Right.
So we see that the potential is quite big.
Yeah.
We have also the motorway as an example. This is one of the projects that they try to do this in Vallis, just next to Martigny.
Yeah.
Also, we have this another project to put solar cells between for the train, the rail. I don't know the name this in English, the rail in French, but
the rails.
The rails, thank you.
Yeah.
They want to put solar modules between. So could be just this. It could be 30% of the energy that we need for all the public transportation in Switzerland.
Oh.
So we have a huge potential in Switzerland.
Yeah.
We don't need this type of big solar generator that maybe we can have in Morocco, in United States, because they have much more space than us.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right. Oh, I see. Are you saying that if they actually put solar panels in between the rails of let's say all of the trains in Switzerland, all of the lines, that could power the country, or it's only power the trains?
They can power 1/3 of the energy that we need for all the public transportation in Switzerland.
Wow.
Yes. And this is a project coming from also this amazing area from Lausanne and Neuchâtel. Very nice project.
Yeah. I'm surprised that they're not doing that. If that could work, right? That you expect that would be something they'd be really quickly.
They will do
installing.
a test. They will do a test in Neuchâtel this year, and we will see if it's really working or not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, that sounds really exciting.
Yeah.
And where would you see other areas? Okay, let's look a little bit beyond the borders of Switzerland for a moment. What countries would you see maybe need the biggest moral push a little bit to make them want to make this change? We all hear about how China's adding whatever the number is of coal-fired electric generating plants, per week or day or hour or whatever it is, right? Now, they may also be going in the same direction as solar, right? Because they're just basically doing everything, right? But what do you think would be, for you, for example, what would you see as a country that you could focus your attention on to make a big difference in the short run?
I think China. China
is
the country that they are going so fast. Now 1/3 of the production of solar modules, they are installed in China. And if they keep this speed, it will, because you know that China is probably about almost 50% of the CO2 that we are emitting on this planet.
Right. Yeah.
So it's a lot. So if they do this big effort, and if they can be neutral in CO2 in 2050, it could be a big thing for our planet and to protect our climate.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. What role does Switzerland itself have to play in this sort of global challenge? Are there big producers here of solar panels, or of any aspect of the actual generation of solar energy in Switzerland?
In Switzerland, we do not produce anymore almost. There is still one, Meyerburger, but I think Switzerland can be the research and development center for this technology for the rest of the world.
Okay.
There is many things coming. As an example, with the EPFL, they design solar modules white.
Right.
You don't see that it's anymore solar modules. So this type of technologies, we have a lot of experience in this field in Switzerland, and we have really good people working on these new technologies, like the solar modules between the rails. For the agrovoltaic technologies, for the agriculture. With solar modules. So I think we can be really the place where we will make the new technology of tomorrow.
Where the innovation actually is sort of taking off then, right?
To build the solar modules in Switzerland is too expensive.
Right.
But we can really be the village of this new technology in Switzerland.
That's great.
Yes.
I mean, Switzerland can be innovative in lots of different areas, right? And is. I mean, one of the things that's most amazing about Switzerland is that for such a small country, it always ranks in the top 2 of all the countries based on their innovative power, right? Every year, I think for the past 10 years, it's either been in the first place or place number 2.
Yeah.
Why do you think that is? What makes Switzerland so special in that particular regard?
Good question. I don't know exactly why we are like this, and it's not that we are like this since 200 years. It's more like the last 50 years that we start to be. I think probably also with this the politic,
Right.
stability in the politic.
Yeah.
Maybe with the 2 polytechnical school, Lausanne and Zurich, they are
Right.
very good. They are pushing,
Yeah.
and I think it's coming from them. I don't know exactly because 70 years ago we were just a farmer in Switzerland.
Yeah.
And the change was very fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's right. To go from a follower to a leader, but it does require kind of a mindset change. It's it's not that a decision just comes from on high, from Bern, for example.
Yeah.
We will do this, and everybody gets in line and becomes innovators, right? It doesn't work like that.
I don't think so, but it's also maybe because, we are just alone in the middle of this Europe and we need to have some idea. We don't have anything. We do not have fuel. We do not have gas. We have nothing. So what we have, it's our idea,
Brain power.
Brain power, exactly.
Oh,
And I
interesting.
think it's maybe coming from this.
Yeah, makes some sense. Makes sense. But I mean, one of the things that I think I remember seeing this on your website is that you were talking a little bit about the network, including the technical universities, Lausanne and Zurich, along with, and for example, right here where we are, here where we're having this conversation, is an industrial park that when I walked in here, I just was amazed at the number of companies here, just from the names alone, that are clearly in the technology field. So it's just happening in leaps and bounds here in Switzerland. But do you, for example, in Solar Stratos, do you actually make use of this network very much, or you need them, or are you able to do most of the things you need to do sort of, in your own backyard, so to speak?
No, you need always a big network, a very strong network. And I think it's maybe for me, I think it's why I was able to start Planet Solar, because when I started Planet Solar in 2004, I was just a paramedic.
Oh.
So I started as a paramedic.
Oh.
So
that.
I cannot say that I had a very good network to start
Right.
a project like Planet Solar. We spent 30 millions. We built the biggest solar boat ever. We went around the world
Right.
for 2 years for this project. It was a big first.
Right.
But I think it's because it's a very small places, and it's easier to get a network. And in the French part of Switzerland, it's so small. It's so active that it's really, anyone can start to have a network quite easily.
Oh, that's
And it's
interesting.
probably the best place in the world for me to start a project like a Planet Solar or like Solar Stratos,
Right.
because you have a big company like Nestle, like some others like this company, and it's quite easy to contact them with a small network.